Today, with the new advent of electronic signatures, has now taught realtors that they don't even have to know what the purchase agreement says. Agents that make mistakes that can affect the rest of their career, it happens early on because most licensees don't even make it a year. If you can make it 3 years, you can probably go after that, but it's not an easy place in which to be able to make a living. Our first one, they don't do training. What I mean by training, it could involve some sitting on a computer, but actually training and doing the things that you need to do, get out there and do it live. It's sitting at an open house with Andy Prasky. It's showing a house, doing a market analysis. It's real life type things that you need to be able to do. And people just don't do it. They don't take the time. All they're worried about is, I better get a client because I got to get a sale. If I don't get a sale, I'm not going to be able to stay in the business. But you're never, ever going to be able to, last in this business unless you do a lot of training.
The analogy I gave the other day, we were talking with our team, and there's some agents with lots of experience, some, agents that are a couple years into the business. One thing that I always, use the example of, so like with the Final Four going on now, and I say, think about being a basketball player. It comes down to where you now are on national television, you're on the biggest spotlight you've ever been on, and you have to go shoot a free throw. You go up there, and if you've never practiced, you're just like, I hope this works out, and you shoot a free throw, and you miss the backboard. Embarrassment, whatever. People are like, what? How did that guy miss that free throw? You've heard it. We've all sat around the room like, what the hell? How did that guy miss that, right? Practice. You have to practice. You have to sit in your driveway and shoot 3,000 free throws a month, and eventually you turn into an athlete, and then as a coach, your coach gives you techniques. You keep practicing and practicing. Now, real estate, what's different? I don't think there's anything different. You have to practice everything from what you say to people. I think the most important mistake most new agents make is they do an open house. Hi, folks. How you doing today? Here's my card. I'm a realtor. Let me know if you have any questions. I go, well, why would you waste that opportunity meeting someone saying, hey guys, my name is Andy. I'm with Remax. Super excited. My broker's got some new cutting edge tools. We're doing some really fun stuff. I'd love to show you sometime. Here's a card, stick it in there. If you ever want to sell or buy a house, let me show you what we've got. Totally different approach to things. So it's like, but if you don't have that on the tip of your tongue, or you don't practice like, hey, what am I going to say to people when this happens? Or what do I say to a seller or a buyer when this happens?
And it does. It leads into the next one. New agents don't invest in their education and learn. Today, with the new advent of electronic signatures, has now taught realtors that they don't even have to know what the purchase agreement says. They have to fill out a few little different spaces, and all of a sudden the purchase agreement's done, it gets signed. That's a problem later on. And like Andy's example of sitting in an open house and all these new exciting things you do, you got to be able to give some examples and tell people that might be one that these people want to start talking about things, that you need to bring up agency relationships in a real estate transaction. If you don't know what that is, or you can't capture it in kind of a quick 1 minute little thing to be able to tell them, it just is, it's pretty sad, because you can tell an agent right away. And our rules state, first substantive contact that we have with someone, we have to explain what real estate agency is in a transaction.
For a real quick second, why wouldn't you want them to do that? So people,
right.
I'm not looking to get involved.
People like it.
I don't want to commit to nothing. And I'm like, cool. Well, then you really need to hear what I have to say, because this is important. It's how you protect yourself. And
it's the law.
Well, right. But I remember this. Now, a real estate, would you not rather have real estate agents